Hi, I am Bimala Ghimire. I am teacher from Pasmani Bal Vikas Kendra. We do so many things like song, dance, and rhymes. We have a book. We read a book and win 10 half, and we start our lesson. First, I do give us some classwork, some homework, and then our finished 12 o'clock and half past 12 finish our classwork, and then I do some games, some rhymes, and some activities like coloring and then our lunch time is 1 p.m. 2 p.m. we learn like this Nepali letter, English letter, and alphabetic number, and do something other. In here, just me one teacher, because here is so different age, like a 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Like I go to toilet, go to follow up, and swim, cleaning, like a treat, like a dance, everything is do myself, and so big challenge. In here, some big benefit, social skill, and how to friend to friend sharing to everything, like lunch, like a plaything, like a paper, everything. How to share, how to we live same place, how to gathering, everything is learned. Not to just read and write. He learned everything.
Hi, I'm Laia. I'm from Barcelona, Spain, and I'm doing the Early Childhood Development Program, and I've been doing it for 4 weeks. This is my last day. And I've been living in Cabrestali, which is a small village north of Kathmandu. I've been living in a host family, and I think it's actually a great experience because you get to know the Nepalese people firsthand, which maybe other types of programs don't have this opportunity, so I think it's great. And living in Cabrestali has also been a great experience because it's a great way to meet people that are not from big cities, so they are not that used to tourists. And it's also great to interact with them. They are usually pretty open, and they are a very welcoming community here, so I felt very embraced. In my program, it basically consists on helping teachers of nursery and KG levels in a community school. And in my case, I usually worked around 4 or 5 hours a day. And it's not like teaching, it's more like being there for the teachers, so you can actually help with the kids. And what I tried to do was to engage the kids in playing games that at the same time help them learn a little bit of basic vocabulary in English, because otherwise the teaching system here, they don't use that many game resources. It's more copy orientated, so it was good to also be able to talk to the teachers and find common grounds on what we could do, so we would both be happy with our work, and that was nice. And one thing that I think it's important to take into account if you engage in this program is that first, of course, you need to like kids, but also I think it's important that you take into account that you'll be working a lot with the teachers, because they don't know that much English themselves. So you're also there to help them also improving their vocabulary, because they are teaching all the subjects except from Nepali in English. So it's good that you also take into account that you're there helping the teachers as well as the kids. I would say that a challenge is sometimes being able to make yourself understood, especially by the teachers, because some of them don't speak that much English, and sometimes communicating with them your ideas on teaching or on different games that you want to play with the kids, it can be challenging, because you might feel that they don't really get what you're saying. But other than that, in general, it's been fine. And with the host family, I think I've been quite lucky. They take a lot of care of you, but of course you need to take into account that it's a Nepalese family, so you will eat dal bhat every day. One tip that I would give new volunteers, and that's maybe because of who I am, but I found it quite hard at the beginning getting adjusted to the fact that here the organization of the day works very different from what I'm used to, in the sense that although they usually have a schedule of the classes, they change it all the time, and you just have to get along with it. And at the end, I think it was great also for me to like get rid of my very structured ways of always working. But yeah, that was definitely a challenge at the beginning, and I think that's important to take into account, that you not always have to follow strict schedules, that it's okay to vary a little bit, and that's how they work here, and I think at the end it works fine as well. In general, I would really encourage people to come to Nepal. I think it's a really great experience to get away from the Western way of living, because you learn that you don't need as many things as we usually think we need, and because you learn to appreciate the simple things that we usually take for granted. So I think it's a really cool experience to be able to live it in first person.